Hey YouTube! Today we have a Squier Deluxe active jazz bass. I just looked that up to see what it was. So what we've got is a jazz bass, the serial number CS11, 2011, possibly. A type PR839. So yeah, it's a jazz bass. Got some interesting things going on though. It doesn't have a scratch plate. Kind of Jaco Pastorius type thing. I wish I was better at telling wood, but I can't tell you what kind of wood this is. Is it ash, perhaps? 1, 2, 3. Three pieces of wood. Jazz bass pickups, high mass bridge, active pickups. Well, I'm not sure they're active pickups because I think this is a bypass switch, and then a concentric knob here. And another centre indent knob, which I'll work out what it is. I think it might be bass treble and this might be mid. And not two volumes. Instead, it's a volume and a blend pot. So fully back is this pickup and fully forward is this pickup. Put that in the middle. It's got a ebonol fingerboard. So it's kind of, looks like ebony, sort of plasticky composite stuff. Very, very smooth. Kind of what I would expect on a fretless bass. To be honest, I would expect that, and I would expect no scratch plate for the Jaco Pastoralopoulos type thing. Yeah, so it's got the jazz bass neck, which it feels so thin here. It's not though. It's like 42mm, and a P bass is 44, but it's maybe to do more with the carve. So jazz bass. I'm a P bass person. I don't know, there's something about jazz basses that are kind of, I don't know, maybe I've just never found the one I want. This isn't mine, otherwise it would maybe be. It's also got jazz in the title, and obviously jazz is rubbish. Yeah, so it does have, I think more of an ability to do slap and stuff more than what a P bass does, because it's just got the one pickup. So there's the bridge pickup. Playing through the Marshall B150. Then neck pickup. It's making me want to go, which I don't normally do. Yeah, so the knobs aren't doing anything. Or maybe they are. Definitely doing something. Yeah, so these are active pickups. I know that because it didn't work when I got it, because the battery clip was broken. So I just replaced the battery clip. Sometimes it's great when you go to fix and you go, oh, active, it's going to be all confusing and stuff, and then it's like, I'll just take the battery off to check it, bang, and the battery clip fell to bits. It's like, replace that. Working. So this is obviously some sort of switch that switches between two different states rather than being an active passive switch. So it is active pickups, which explains why it didn't work when the battery wasn't connected. So then that's bass then. I'll put this in the middle. Right, so centered. So everything's centered apart from the volume, which is at full. It's actually a really nice bass. I don't think it's a cheap one. So if I turn the treble up, turn the treble down, yeah, it's definitely, is that the treble or the mid? That's the bass. Nope, the bass. Bass off. press enter. So, and then this switch. Yeah, so this must be a voice switch or something like that, rather than being an on and off switch. So it's got a lot of options on it. Very unlike a standard B bass, which is a volume and a tone. This has, it's got like a blend between the two, and then you've got like a bass middle treble and a switch that does something as well. So super versatile if you like knob twiddling. Squier P basses and jazz basses are really good. It's like their basses seem to be better than their guitars. I don't know. I don't know why. I've often said that, but like the Squier Bronco bass and the standard Squier P basses are really pretty good, whereas the sort of basic-y Strats and Tellys are not. They're still fine. They're just not. This is like proper good. This one's in pretty much mint condition, apart from there's a wee bit of wear on the back. So it looks much worse with the way the camera is there. So I don't know. Maybe someone had maybe their hand was made of sandpaper, and they just, or is it a stand it's been sitting on, or somebody who only ever played down here. It seems like that's a really strange place for it to be worn. Like, so you'd have your hand like that. Maybe somebody only had a pinky. I don't know. Or is that where your thumb goes, maybe? And you only ever played down there? I don't know. Weird. So, quite pleased this one isn't mine, actually, because if it was mine, I'd probably end up keeping it because it's quite different from everything I've got, and I should have a jazz bass. Really, you can't have P basses and 10 basses, and none of them are a jazz bass. And I've just noticed, looking at the monitor there, it doesn't have fret markings on the front. So that'd be great for if you're the bass player trying to show the guitar player what to play in the band. It's up here, you have to guess. You can't look at the dots. It's still got the dots on the edge. That's why I can play it. So it's kind of, I suppose, if I say it was a deluxe or a contemporary series or something like that, it's like the whole, it's modern. It's kind of, it doesn't feel particularly modern. It feels like a good jazz bass. It does have added electrics. I mean, to be honest, it's a winner. I stood on the lead. But that's like, even in the best guitar in the world, if you stand in the lead and pull it out, it does not work. It seems to do all the sounds. Too bassy, not bassy enough. Too trebly, not trebly enough. And everything in between. Put everyone back to 0. And I should have looked up what these knobs do. That would the outer ring of the concentric step. Definitely bass. That's definitely mid or treble. And that seems to be something a bit fancy. It's definitely centre indented though. Yeah. But I mean, if it was me, I would learn how to use these things. This is just me just actually playing it for the first time. But I mean, able to find pretty good sounds pretty quickly without really faffing about with it too much. A bit more bass, a bit less treble. Not as much bass as that. There we go, P bass. So I don't know, this is actually Scott's. I don't know what he's going to do with it. Maybe keep it. It's actually, I'm really impressed. It's actually really good. And as again, it's like, it's one of those basses that you can you can pretty much play in anything. Maybe, well, you could totally play death metal in it. Actually, when I looked these up online, there is a sort of matte black version, which looks a bit more metal. That's obviously for metal, whereas this has got, like, nice shiny and quite high quality looking wood, quite classy looking. You could kind of get away with playing pretty much. I mean, Looks wise, pretty much anything you want, and sounds wise, definitely anything you want. Popping and slapping, which I can't do. Not because of the bass, because I don't do it. Okay, so string the lead again. So basically, that's because top tech tip, you got to put it around the back of your strap, so when you stand on it, it doesn't pull the socket out the bottom of the bass. Although that's kind of why it's there, because it's rather if it's like a P bass that's sitting in the front and you stand on it, it might snap the jack in half. Whereas on this one, it just pulls it out. But if you kind of have a wee loop of basically do that, and then when you do stand on it, it doesn't pull it out of the bass and it won't snap it. Boingy, isn't it? Sustain's not bad either. I get a feeling that'll just run forever. And it's gone. Rock on, catch you later.